Hello, my name is Tom Rauschke, and I'm from Palmyra, Wisconsin. One of the things that intrigued me most about John Bartram was his practice of sending wooden crates filled with plant supplies, samples, seedlings, shrubs, and bushes to many of the colonial gardeners, including some of the founding fathers. Think of how exciting it would be to receive a box from Bartram, open it up, and look down into it. Plants and trees completely new to you, some things you'd never seen before. I wanted to capture that excitement of the first time you see something in a completely different way. I also wanted the piece to be strong and imposing, and yet beautiful to look at. When the slab of tulip poplar arrived from Philadelphia, I could see that I would have a problem. It was all so beautiful and interesting, I would have a hard time finding places I could cut out. I began by making the 7 boxes that would be the windows through the piece, each one a different size, but all made from the same light wood. These were the boxes sent out by Bartram, each a different view of the world. I moved them around on the slab until they looked right visually, then I cut the holes in the slab. In constructing the interiors of the windows, I logically started at the top. Looking up, what do you see? Astronomy was in its infancy during colonial times, and the gentlemen scientists were making groundbreaking discoveries that would forever change our understanding of our place in an expanding universe. Making both the sun and moon were lathe-turning projects, which for me represents bringing order out of chaos, the act of creation. I've always enjoyed making mobiles, large and small, so the thought of having a gathering of bald eagles soaring overhead was an obvious choice for a sky window. I also like to think of our founding fathers as a gathering of eagles just trying to get along. The eagles are made from black walnut, hickory, and mulberry woods suspended on monofilaments. The central and largest window is telling its own story of what it is. I cut and carved black walnut to represent the shapes of the leaves and branches of a tulip poplar tree. The flowers I made by lathe-turning tulip poplar wood, then cutting and carving to create the tulip poplar's flowers. I find it just a little ironic that I was able to make tulip poplar flowers from the actual tulip poplar tree trunk, and the color is pretty close. Life underwater, or more specifically, the Yawkey River, is the world you see looking through the next lower window. This window, more than any other, tested my dedication and resolve to the project. After spending what seemed like far too much time making tiny little fish, a turtle, a frog, and a carved branch to suspend them from, in the final step it failed spectacularly. I had to start completely over making the tiny fish, the frog, the turtle, and the branch again. Near the bottom of the monolith is a view to something essential for all healthy growing plants: roots. Taken literally or figuratively, having deep roots is something we can all understand and relate to. I will admit that this space is as much about texture and repeating patterns as it is about what plants look like underground. At the very bottom, or you might see it as being at the very beginning of the story, there are the seeds. Within those tiny seeds are the makings for everything. The spindle turns, rotating the seeds, each carved from a different type of wood, with the first signs of a sprout coming out from each one. From the smallest beginnings, the universe unfolds. What will be the next wonder to behold coming from one of Bartram's boxes?